jumping in. I ain't breaking up, Kirk. I ain't gonna be out here kumbaya and in goddamn Puerto Rico talking about, calm down, calm down.
Nah, man.
I don't wanna do none of that.
Rashida's coming, so I'm gonna enjoy that as much as we get. And then Rashida called Kendra, so I know they're gonna get to kick it.
Nah.
What's the nah?
Puerto Rico was supposed to be paradise. Sun, palm trees, and the cast of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta sipping cocktails on the sand. But instead, it turned into the stage for one of the most explosive showdowns in franchise history. Witnesses say the drama didn't just simmer, erupted. And at the center of it all, Jock Kirk and the chaos surrounding Kendra that has fans screaming, "We've never seen anything like this before." It started with whispers. Rumors about Kendra, late-night text messages, and a mysterious sighting that nobody was supposed to talk about. But when Jock confronted Kirk in the middle of the resort, the whispers turned into fireworks. Voices were raised. Glasses were slammed. The energy, electric and terrifying all at once. "Don't play with me about her. Don't you dare," Jock allegedly shouted, his face twisted with rage. While Kirk tried to calm him down but failed miserably. Insiders say security had to intervene as the cast scrambled to pull Jock back. The tension was so thick you could feel it through the cameras. Social media is already melting down, with fans picking sides, dissecting clips, and calling this the most chaotic LHHATL trip since the Jamaica meltdown. But here's the real kicker. Jock's eruption wasn't just about Kendra. Sources claim deeper betrayals, leaked DMIs, and secret recordings are about to surface, turning Puerto Rico from vacation into a war zone that could split friendships, relationships, and families forever. The cameras had barely started rolling in Puerto Rico before the energy shifted. What was supposed to be a tropical getaway filled with music, laughter, and celebratory vibes quickly turned into a powder keg ready to blow. And the match that lit it all, Jock's fury over whispers involving Kendra and the one man he thought he could trust, Kirk. It started quietly, almost innocently. The cast lounged around the pool, sipping drinks, talking shade. But off to the side, murmurs spread about Kendra's late-night movements. Someone claimed she was seen leaving her room long after midnight. Someone else swore they heard her arguing on the phone in hushed tones. The whispers floated, harmless at first, till a name slipped into the mix. Kirk. When Jock heard that name, the entire vibe shifted. His smile vanished, his body stiffened, and his drink sat untouched as he zeroed in on Kirk across the patio. At first, he tried to play it cool, pacing, muttering under his breath, but the weight of betrayal ate at him. Nah, this can't be happening," he muttered to a friend. Not with him. Not with Kirk. Within minutes, Jock stormed across the resort. Cameras scrambled to follow as the tension in his face turned into rage. He got inches from Kirk's face and let it fly. "What's this I'm hearing? You got something to say about Kendra? Or you got something going on with Kendra?" The entire cast froze. Conversations stopped mid-sentence. The only sound was the crashing of waves in the background and Jock's voice booming through the night. Kirk, caught off guard, stammered. He tried to defuse it, laughing nervously, hands raised in mock innocence. "Man, come on, it ain't even like that," he said, but Jock wasn't buying it. His voice grew sharper, angrier. "Don't play with me about her. Don't you dare play with me about my wife." Witnesses claim Jock's rage was unlike anything they'd ever seen on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Security rushed forward while castmates scrambled to hold Jock back as he lunged forward, his voice echoing. "If you've got something to say it to my face. Don't hide behind no whispers." And then came the first bombshell. A cast member, clearly rattled, blurted out, "We saw the messages. Jock, don't act like it ain't true." Gasps erupted. Jock froze, his fury boiling into disbelief. "What messages? Show me," he demanded. That's when the receipts surfaced. A phone was pulled out, screens lit up, and in the glow of Puerto Rico's moonlight, everyone leaned in. Alleged text messages between Kendra and Kirk appeared short, vague, but suggestive enough to spark chaos. Phrases like "meet me later" and "we can't talk here" jumped out from the screen. Jock's face twisted with rage, his voice cracking. "Nah, man, you ain't gonna disrespect me like this." Kirk, visibly panicked, grabbed for the phone, trying to deny it all. "That ain't real. That's fake. Y'all trying to set me up?" But the damage was done. The entire cast had seen the messages, and Jock was past the point of reasoning. The fight spilled into chaos. Jock shouted at Kirk, accusing him of betrayal, accusing him of being the reason the rumors about Kendra wouldn't die. Kirk shouted back, insisting it wasn't true, that people were trying to sabotage their brotherhood. But Jock wasn't hearing it. His voice cut through the night like thunder. "Brotherhood don't look like this. You supposed to be family." Security dragged Jock back as he kicked at chairs, flipping over tables, sending drinks crashing to the ground. Castmates screamed, some crying, others pulling out their phones to capture the madness, even as producers begged them to stop. The entire resort was on edge. The air thick with tension, so real it felt like the screen itself might shatter. By the next morning, social media had exploded. Clips from bystanders leaked online within hours, grainy, shaky footage of Jock's eruption trending instantly. Twitter threads stretched for miles, fans picking apart every frame. "Did you see Jock's face? That wasn't TV anger, that was real." Another fan tweeted, "Kirk always in some mess." Kendra too. Lahidal just turned into war. TikTok detectives went into overdrive, pausing screenshots of the alleged text messages, analyzing fonts, timestamps, and background colors, debating whether they were real or fabricated. One viral video, racking up millions of views, claimed these messages are real. Kirk and Kendra got sloppy and Jock caught M. Meanwhile, Jock went live on Instagram, still fuming, pacing in his hotel room. His words came fast, almost incoherent with anger. "Don't you ever disrespect me like that? Don't you ever play with my family?" he shouted. Fans flooded the comments with fire emojis, broken hearts, and wild theories. Some begged him to calm down, others fueled his rage, typing, "Expose them, Jock." But Kirk wasn't staying silent either. Hours later, he posted his own story, shaking his head, insisting it was all lies. "They trying to tear brothers apart. Don't believe the hype," he said. But the damage had been done. His denial only fanned the flames, with fans pointing out his nervous laughter, his darting eyes, claiming he was hiding the truth. And through it all, Kendra's silence screamed the loudest. She posted nothing, said nothing, leaving fans desperate for answers. Was she guilty? Was she innocent? Or was the truth somewhere in between? By the end of the day, one thing was certain: Puerto Rico wasn't paradise anymore. It was ground zero for a scandal that had just begun, because if the whispers were true, the text messages were only the beginning. Insiders claimed there were more receipts, recordings, photos, even voice notes that would blow the drama wide open. And when those dropped, Jock's explosion in Puerto Rico would look like nothing compared to the firestorm waiting to ignite. The sun rose over Puerto Rico, but the energy was anything but calm. After Jock's meltdown, the resort felt like a crime scene. Castmates moved like they were walking on eggshells, whispers trailing in every corner. But the tension broke wide open again when the second wave of receipts landed. This time, way more damaging than the blurry text messages from the night before. An insider claimed they had a voice note. A secret recording, allegedly between Kendra and Kirk, leaked onto social media before producers could even shut it down. The audio was muffled, but the voices. Fans swore they knew exactly who they belonged to. Kendra's voice, "You can't call me at this hour. Someone will find out." Kirk's voice, "Relax. Nobody gonna know. We keep it like we did last time." The clip cut off. But that 30-second snippet was enough to send the entire internet into flames. Twitter exploded. One fan tweeted, "If that ain't Kendra and Kirk, I'll delete my account. Jock about to burn Puerto Rico down." Another wrote, "Not Kirk saying last time. This man never learns." When Jock heard the recording, insiders say he went ballistic. He stormed down to Kirk's room, banging on the door, demanding answers. "Come out here and face me like a man," he shouted as cameras scrambled to catch every angle. Security held him back, but Jock's rage was unstoppable. "You gone humiliate me in front of the whole world. You think I'm a joke? Of the whole world. You think I'm a joke?" Kirk, visibly rattled, finally stepped outside, his hands raised, swearing the audio was fake. "That ain't even me, man. They are using AI voices now. Y'all know this?" He insisted, but nobody was buying it. Castmates exchanged glances, some covering their mouths in shock. The alliances started to shift instantly. Rashida, Kirk's wife, looked devastated but silent. Some of the women pulled her aside, whispering and comforting her, while others gave Jock side eye, as if daring him to escalate further. "This is about to get ugly," one castmate muttered on camera, her voice trembling. Meanwhile, the bloggers back home were having a field day. One gossip page dropped side-by-side comparisons of Kendra and Kirk's voices from old interviews against the leaked audio. 99% match, the post claimed. Another channel claimed to have screenshots of calls between the two, late at night, with timestamps aligning suspiciously with the Puerto Rico trip. And if that wasn't enough, photos surfaced next. Grainy shots allegedly from the resort's bar area, showing a woman with Kendra's exact hairstyle sitting suspiciously close to a man who looked like Kirk. They weren't kissing, but the body language screamed intimacy. Fans zoomed in, circled the figures, argued over whether the images were doctored or real. Joc, on the other hand, was spiraling. In one confessional, his voice cracked as he said, "I stood by Kirk for years. I defended him when people clowned. And this is how he repays me, by dragging my wife into his mess." He punched the arm of the chair, his knuckles white. "If this is true, there ain't no fixing it. We done." Tiny cracks started to show in the cast's unity. Some rallied behind Jock, furious at Kirk for crossing a line. Others defended Kirk, arguing the receipts could easily be faked. But the truth didn't matter anymore. The perception was enough. Puerto Rico had officially turned into a war zone. And then came the most shocking betrayal yet. An anonymous Instagram account posted what it claimed were direct messages between Kendra and another man, not Kirk, but a third player entirely. The DMAs were flirty, bold, and messy. One line read, "Jock too busy to notice. You know where to find me?" Another, "Puerto Rico was perfect until he caught on." Fans lost their minds. Was this proof that Kendra had more than one secret? Was Kirk even the real issue, or just part of a bigger, darker puzzle? Jock reportedly collapsed into a chair when producers showed him the screenshots, muttering, "I don't even know who to trust anymore." Back online, the chaos turned nuclear. Hashtags like hashtag Puerto Rico receipts and hashtag Kendra exposed trended worldwide. Memes circulated of Jock flipping tables, Kirk looking guilty, and Kendra's silence. TikTok detectives broke the clips down second by second, analyzing background noises in the audio, claiming you could hear Puerto Rico waves in the distance, proving the recording was authentic, and still, Kendra said nothing. No posts, no denials, just silence, which in the court of public opinion was louder than any confession. By the second night in Puerto Rico, the resort felt like a cage. Jock wasn't speaking to Kirk. Rashida was avoiding Kendra. Half the cast threatened to leave early. Producers scrambled to hold it together, but even they admitted, "This is the biggest meltdown we've ever filmed." And then came the cliffhanger that nobody saw coming. A producer whispered to Jock mid-conversation, "There's another recording, and this one's worse." The cameras froze on Jock's face, his eyes wide, his jaw clenched. He leaned forward and asked, "Worse? How?" The producer refused to answer, only saying, "You'll hear it soon." The screen faded and fans were left screaming. What could possibly be worse than leaked texts, secret calls, and late-night photos? Whatever it was, it promised to take Jock's Rajand, the Puerto Rico trip, to a level nobody was ready for. When producers hinted at a second recording, Jock's rage shifted into a chilling calm. He sat stone-faced in the confessional, his voice low and steady. "They told me there's worse out there. Worse than texts. Worse than late-night calls. I swear, if I hear my wife's voice on another man's phone, I don't know what I'm capable of. That tension carried into the next day, when the cast gathered for what was supposed to be a group excursion. But the excursion never happened because the recording dropped. A gossip blog posted the full audio, sending shockwaves through the internet and the Puerto Rico villa at the same time. This wasn't muffled. This wasn't vague. The voices were clear. Kendra's voice unmistakable, laughing, whispering, "We can't let Jock find out. He'll lose his mind." Another male voice responded, "He too busy arguing with Kirk to notice." The entire room went silent as cast members played the clip on speaker. Jock's face turned pale, then crimson. He slammed his hand on the table, standing so fast his chair toppled. "Who is that?" he roared. The voice wasn't Kirk. That was the shocking twist. For weeks, all eyes had been on Kirk as the villain. But this recording suggested there was another man in the mix, someone hiding in plain sight. The betrayal cut even deeper. Jock spun toward Kendra, who sat in stunned silence, eyes darting, lips trembling. "Answer me?" Jock screamed, his voice breaking as security edged closer. "You told me it was nothing. You told me I was paranoid and this is what you do behind my back." Kendra finally spoke, her voice shaking. "It's not what it sounds like." "Please, Jock, it's not." But Jock cut her off, tears welling in his eyes. "Not what it sounds like? You laughing about me behind my back, saying I'll never find out? Who else is in this?" The room erupted into chaos. Castmates screamed over each other. Rashida broke down sobbing, clutching her chest. Kirk, for once, looked relieved. It wasn't his voice this time, but the damage was done. His reputation was already trashed by the first leak, and then another bomb dropped. An anonymous Instagram account posted a blurry video clip allegedly showing Kendra at the resort, sitting close to a man who wasn't Kirk or Jock. The video was short, shaky, but the body language was undeniable. She leaned in, laughing, whispering something in his ear. The caption read, "This is who the real drama is about." Fans went nuclear. Twitter threads spiraled into madness, dissecting every frame. One fan posted, "We owe Kirk an apology." Maybe, but damn Kendra Wilden. Another wrote, "This ain't La Hadel no more. This is Jerry Springer in Puerto Rico." Jock, shaking with rage, stormed out of the villa, cameras chasing him as he shouted into the night, "I built a life with her. I defended her name. And this is how she do me. Nah, I'm done. I'm done." His voice cracked on the last word, raw with betrayal. Meanwhile, Kendra was left isolated. Some castmates tried to console her, but others turned cold, whispering behind her back. The sisterhood that had once defended her shattered in an instant. The internet, of course, treated it like sport. Hashtags like #KendraExposed and #JOC deserves better trended. TikTok detectives slowed down the new video clip, matching clothing and jewelry to prove it really was her. YouTube gossip channels dropped emergency live streams, pulling in hundreds of thousands of viewers dissecting the fallout in real time. But the darkest twist came when an insider hinted the man in the recording, the one laughing with Kendra, was someone tied closely to the show itself. Not just a castmate, but a production figure. The rumors set the internet ablaze. If that's true, this ain't just messy. It's nuclear. By the final night in Puerto Rico, the villa was in ruins emotionally. Jock refused to be in the same room as Kendra. Kirk and Rashida were barely speaking. Half the cast packed early. Producers admitted off-camera this was the wildest trip in LHHATL history. And then came Jock's final words of the episode, delivered in a trembling voice, staring directly into the camera. "I gave everything to her. My name, my loyalty, my heart. But now she gotta live with what she did. Cause me. I don't trust nobody no more." The screen faded to black with a chilling teaser. Next time on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Puerto Rico fallout. Clips flash Joke yelling in a confessional, Kendra sobbing, Kirk slamming a door. And Rashida whispering, "There's still more y'all don't know." The internet screamed in unison, "More. How could there possibly be more?" But the truth was clear. Puerto Rico wasn't the end of this story. It was only the beginning of a saga that could destroy relationships, friendships, and reputations for good. And that's where we are. Right now, what should have been a vacation in paradise turned into the most chaotic love and hip-hop Atlanta trip of all time. Jock's fury boiled over, Kirk's reputation went up in flames. Kendra's silence shattered with leaks, and the Harris family's closest circle is now split beyond repair. What started as whispers in Puerto Rico turned into full-blown war, with receipts, recordings, and betrayals no one saw coming. But the questions still burn. Were those recordings real, or cleverly manufactured to destroy trust? If Kendra wasn't really meeting with Kirk, then who was the mystery man laughing in the shadows with her? And how will Jock move forward now that his trust, his love, and his patience have been shattered in front of the entire world? The cast is fractured, the fans are divided, and social media is in total meltdown mode. Everyone's waiting for the next leak, the next reveal, the next betrayal. Because if Puerto Rico was this explosive, what happens when the fallout hits Atlanta? Fallout hits Atlanta. Now it's your turn to sound off. Do you think Kirk was guilty from the start, or was he just collateral damage in Kendra's secret chaos? Was Jock right to explode, or did he take it too far? Drop your theories in the comments right now. We want to know which side you're on. And don't forget, smash that like button. Hit subscribe and turn on all notifications. Because when the next set of receipts drop, and trust me, they will, you don't want to be the last one to know. Stay locked in because the Puerto Rico fallout is just beginning.